Hello everybody, today's tour, part 2, commences with some apples rather than chilies. I'm taking a walk down from the side entrance of the nursery of the farm shop down into the orchard. So you can see just how many apples we've got on some of our trees right now. All these trees had a huge haircut 2 summers ago when Amit and I took over the farm. They were a bit bedraggled and out of control. But they've grown absolutely enormous already ever since. And in amongst the orchard you can see there is a little play area that we've got. There's a couple of Wendy houses there and a nice big tractor tyre for kids to play on. And looking back in that direction you can see the edge of tunnel 1, so that's back towards the area of the site I showed you in part 1 of the tour. So now we're taking a walk through the orchard, which is a good couple of acres worth of apple trees here. We've got some crab apples, we've got eating apples, and we've got cooking apples. These are all a mixture of British heritage varieties, though we don't have an exhaustive list of the varieties that we've got. We use a mixture of them as the apples in our apple chili jelly and elderflower chili jelly. And you can also see dotted around the place are some signs. Those are part of our chili trail, which takes you all around the site, which is designed to entertain the kids as well when they're here. So you can pick up a sheet from the shop which tells you how many signs you've got to collect around the site. Now we are heading in the direction of the far end of the farm. So this hedge you can see at the back here, over there, that is our site boundary on this side. And you can maybe see, although it's sort of the same colour of the sky today, a big polytunnel looming behind this row of trees. So when Amit and I arrived on the site, there was nothing in this field behind this row of trees. Now you can see the hedge along the back there, that's also our boundary over that side, and then on the other side of the road you can see a bit of farm machinery, which isn't our neighbours, another agricultural business on the other side of the road. And looking back this way, behind the hump, there's a little, I can't think of the word, hedge on that over there, not a hedge but a mound, and behind that mound is the car park. And you can see our shipping container there, the dark green one, which we use for storage. That's the customer entrance up there, so you come down there into the car park, and then about here behind the trees is the farm shop. So this, back to tunnel proceedings, so this is what we call tunnel 8. This one was put up in, oh my goodness, 2023. Yes, must have been. In a big rush to try and get it ready for crops, which it was. This is one of the larger tunnels that we've got because it's a newer one. It was all built with all metal fixings, which is fantastic. A bit more future-proof than some of the old ones which have got wooden fixings and are slowly starting to rot. But the doors are closed today because it's not particularly warm down here. And let's take a look inside. If I can get through the net and shut the door behind me. So we've got 4 rows. Well, they're double rows, so 2 rows of plants in each row in here, 4 larger rows. And this is, I actually can't remember what's in here. Oh, it's super hots. It's super hots. And I can tell you that because, let's have a little looky down here. You can see them on the plants. There's loads of green ones. Looking great. Wow. See those? Fantastic. There'll be a bumper crop in here this year, just waiting for all our lovely green chilies to ripen. Although you all know now what we do with the green super hot chilies, they all get turned into our fantastic green lemon sauce with a bit of coriander and lime. So in here, it's the same style setup as the other crop tunnels. So you've got trenches dug between each of the rows, and that is to manage the soil conditions for the chili, so the moisture content in the soil. Makes it a bit of a challenge when it comes to picking time because the ground is so uneven. My picking style usually is to sit on the floor and scoot along on my bum, which is not as easy now we've got Pearl, because she sometimes leaves little presents for you in the trenches. Don't really want to sit on those and smudge that all along the rows, but there you go. Perils of farm life. So everything is looking really, really lush in here. And there's about 800 plants in this tunnel when it's full. So big numbers we should be pulling out of here before the end of the season. So let's head back out. The rest of this field at the moment is empty. It gets cut a couple of times a year just to keep it manageable, and it's mown along the edge of the tunnel just so that it's easier for Phil and Izzy to come and go, and Jason. But the rest of it, you can see, has been left to a bit of wildflower at the moment for the wildlife. But over time, the plan is to build more polytunnels on this field. So you could probably fit at least another 2, maybe 3 between here and the mound over there. And we've still got quite a lot of space even behind tunnel 8 this way. We'll also be planting up the field with some trees, which is again to manage the environmental conditions for the plants inside the tunnels, and also in the winter season as well, because you'll all remember what a drama we had with Storm Dara ripping the roof off tunnel 5. So we want to try and avoid that happening again with any of our other tunnels. So there's a good, I don't know, what's that, 70-80 metres between the end of this tunnel and the hedge over there. So another tunnel could in theory fit here, between here and that far hedge. That is the corner boundary of our site there. So we can't go any further that way, beyond what you can see. And then potentially another couple of smaller tunnels could fit in this space. So let's follow this path back to the car park. So you can see in this field there's still a lot of room for growth for us at the chili farm, which is exciting as we create new product lines all the time and we need more chilies to fulfill them. So production is one part of the puzzle, but then we've got to figure out how we store it all within the warehouse or within the freezer, kitchen capacity, storage capacity, sales capacity, order fulfillment capacity. There's a huge amount of ripple effect if you grow any one part of the farm. Knocks onto everything else. So you've got to try and develop it all along at roughly the same pace, and obviously make sure it's all affordable. So here we are, that's the customer entrance. Amrit actually put a lovely new sign up here at the weekend, so I'll show you that. That's our storage bits and bobs in there. That's the main road up there where you turn in, and this is our nice new sign. Any of you that have been to visit us in recent years might remember the old sign was looking a bit tatty. Amrit's put this lovely new sign up, just to remind everyone where they're arriving at. I'm sending delivery drivers down there. You can see the other little sign there. That's where delivery lorries come in. So this is the huge car park that we've got at the chili farm. All free parking, of course. And this will take us down to the warehouse. You can see the roof of the warehouse there, dark green. Take us down to the warehouse and the farm shop, which is bolted onto the side of the warehouse. Got some customers in the shop today, hence all the cars in the car park. Gearing up for our busiest time of year in the shop, which is the school summer holidays, which start, well, they started this weekend at some of the schools down here. So here we're coming into the main part of the site. There's a bit of storage around there. That's the kind of goods inside of the warehouse. You can see the white bit is the walk-in freezer, the chili van, which Geordie brought back from an event earlier today. And here is the shop. So this is what you'll see if you're coming in as a visitor. And part 3 of the tour will be inside the farm shop and inside the warehouse. So we'll see you soon for that.